Hello, this is Liam. It's the end of April and I'm leaving Baja about 7 months after I started my nursery, and hundreds, if not thousands, of plants have already gone in the ground or gone to friends. Um, but I've been having so much fun that I just keep doing more plants. And I'm excited to see how it'll do with me leaving. So our gardener is gonna water it twice, maybe 3 times a week, kind of give it some added water. And the other thing I've been doing lately, like I both am doing starting a lot of stuff from cuttings, starting a lot from seeds, but I've also been digging up plants, dividing them. We had a couple of volunteer sapotes underneath our tree, so I've got some sapotes here. A friend had a palo verde on their property that they didn't want, and so I'm digging up, small to mid-sized trees and then growing them in bags. I got some of my cashews, some of my almonds. I got some of the Royal Poinciana. I'm letting some of my rosemary and oregano starts get bigger. This was a cotton tree. So it's like, this is just making it easier for me to give away trees when I want to. I got my Fortuna. I've been digging up the aroids in places where it's just like where they're sprouting, but then it's a little dry. I know they're not gonna make it. We've got a couple of like bushes and vines that are doing really well. Like this is a beautiful purple flower. Rose geranium, of course. Mint. I'm doing mint. I'm trying to get it into like good, healthy, alive stock here in the nursery, and then I'll put it in the ground different places. Got a couple of my white sage shoots to go, so I'm real happy that I got a few of those. The Caesalpinia, all my neighbors love our orange and red Caesalpinia, so I've got enough here, but I tried to do a few seeds from that, and I see a few of the seedlings sprouting in one of the bags back there. Lemongrass, I'm always spreading my lemongrass things, and even when I dig up part of it to cook with, then I just plant those little roots and start a new plant here in the nursery. More sapotes, palms. I've been gathering a lot of palm seeds just when I'm out and like kind of at friends' places. If I see an interesting variety of palm, I'll grab some seeds, throwing them in the ground. I'm doing a lot more tree seeds than I ever have, just because it's like, I've got this long-term thought going on, and I'm gonna see how I've been digging up my kava, kind of keep that in here. Oh, a friend had a type of tropical cherry that they gave me like about 10 seedlings out from underneath their tree. So some of these I just plant on the land and they'll probably do fine. Here's my cashew, another lemongrass. A couple of chili varieties. Oh, I got my ginger in here, and the ginger is really amazing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how very little, like here's a ginger sprout, very little root development under there. It's like the roots go wide instead of down. That was good learning this year, just in terms of how to propagate ginger. Let's see. Oh, and then I've been doing slips, starts for my sweet potato, and sharing those with friends, but getting them going, getting them healthy here in the nursery, and then dropping those in the ground too, let them keep spreading. The succulent nursery, this is kind of at the far end, so that like basically this area gets the least water, but I've learned quite a bit about succulent propagation. I think I'm going to do a couple of solid clips on some of this before I leave, and spread even some of what I got in here. I'm happy. My dragon fruit is doing real well. So this one I cut in October, and I got a new shoot. So I'm real happy. So I decided to do another one, and I put one other shoot into the ground over in our rose garden. A lot of aloe varieties. I keep doing roses. I always dig up my baby Pitanga cherries, the Suriname cherries. I always love doing those. I did a bunch of hibiscus today, and just kind of keep trying to get things going. And I'm curious how it'll be with this next cycle of doing it on starting in April as opposed to October. Like I think a lot of plants did real well with the start in October, and I did more in December, January. So I've been having good success. I'm not exactly sure about the seasonal cycle, and I'm fascinated to see how that does different styles. The last plant I want to point out, a buddy just gave me this the other day. I'd never even seen a vanilla orchid down here in Mexico, and he's got one about 5-6 feet tall on his property. Had these beautiful yellow flowers. I was visiting his place yesterday. He gave me that guy, and I'm kind of excited for that. So, oh, and he got my, this was so fun. He got my myrrh tree to sprout. Like he put a bunch of my myrrh seeds, and I was trying to do cuttings from my myrrh, and he was just like, he grabbed a few of the seeds. He got like maybe a dozen to sprout, so he gave me like 3 or 4, and it's like, wow. So very excited that the myrrh's propagatable down here. So yeah, everything's been doing well. I'm super psyched on the nursery, and do another update in a couple months when I'm back.